Welcome to Scent World, Shawn. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you today?
Thank you for having me. I am wonderful.
Yes, and you look wonderful. I love
Thank
the
you.
mint. For those of you who
Thank
are
you.
tuning in just audio, she's wearing a lovely mint color, and it's got a really great, spring is coming vibe.
It is. I need the warm weather to come.
Yes.
I'm tired of the cold.
We are ready.
We are.
We need this.
I know.
So are you wearing a particular fragrance to kind of match that spring is coming energy?
I am wearing a fragrance that I tend to wear year round.
Ooh.
I don't venture out a lot, so I'm going to need your help here.
I got you.
I have my 5 maybe that I kind of filter through, but I'm wearing Maya. She makes 2 fragrances. She makes base and she makes number 1, and I wear base. And it only comes in roll-on, and I'm obsessed with it.
How did you get introduced to this fragrance?
Very randomly. I have a very close friend, and I don't get to see her very often, but whenever I do, I was just obsessed with her scent. I was like, what is this? And she was telling me, she said, my cousin makes it. It's like this really small thing.
Little
It
batch.
has taken off more, but I love it.
Wonderful. What about a scent that kind of brings you back into motherhood? Is there a certain scent that just comes to mind?
Motherhood? It sounds weird, but my babies, I can smell them and I can smell their little breath. It's the best. It sounds so weird.
No,
maybe.
It's so sweet.
But babies have this, in my opinion, a very distinct, little baby breath smell, and it is intoxicating to me.
Oh, I love it.
It's the best.
And what about your business side?
We burn a lot of candles in our office and around our office. And I think we always burn pretty much, it's a very similar scent across the board. I don't know if you've heard of Ranger Station.
No.
But it's leather. It's amazing.
I love that you're putting me on game for these fragrances.
Girl, I gotta introduce you.
Here.
Coming from Nashville, though, everything is local. So there's so many small local companies that circulate around Nashville. So I feel like that's what it is. So it's a Nashville company. It's called Ranger Station, Leather and Pine.
Ooh.
Very Nashville smell. Very you're burning a wood fire just in the woods.
I could really imagine that. That does feel like what I would expect Nashville to smell like.
That is.
I love that so much. You grew up in the spotlight. We all came to know you as a competitive gymnast. As a former gymnast myself, I was so rooting for you. And I was mesmerized by how poised you were. I know you've told stories about, what was going through your head and everything, but was there any type of ritual that you did to prepare yourself?
I'd say the only ritual that I had was I had to have, do you remember the Dove chocolates?
Yes.
The little shapes with the foil.
Mm-hmm.
I had to have one of those for every competition. As I was leaving my hotel room, I'd have my piece of chocolate. It would almost be because normally I'd be waking up from a nap. We competed late in the day. And it was wake up. We got to go do this thing.
Wake up, get ready with a piece of Dove chocolate.
Yes.
Is there any playlist going?
Oh, I used to
and
listen
what was
to
on the playlist?
Lady Gaga.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Just Dance. I was trying to remember the song name. It was Just Dance.
I love it.
Yeah.
Just Dance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
That's
a
what I
more
would
motivating
say.
thought than when I think of that song, I didn't realize how motivating
and
it is.
I remember sitting there as a 14 or 15-year-old thinking it's going to be okay. Just go do it.
Yes, I love it. I'm obsessed. Okay, so if you had to create a fragrance
Oh, gosh.
that is inspired by the lovely sport of gymnastics, the best side of it.
Okay. Okay.
What would you put in it and how would it smell? If you were
Chalk.
to get in there and brew it up. So you said chalk. I agree.
Chalk.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know if you remember this, but a new beam has a very distinct smell. It's almost like a fresh basketball.
Yes. Yes.
It's leather.
The leather.
It is leather.
It's leather.
So a little bit of leather in there.
Maybe some wood.
Wood, hairspray.
Definitely hairspray.
Definitely old school hairspray vibe. Probably anymore, some sort of sanitizing.
Sanitizing liquid. Maybe a little citronella or something.
Yeah.
What beautiful things would you put in? Not that none of these things are beautiful, but is there something else that you would add into it that's like more about the emotion or experience of the joy of gymnastics?
Something that like embodies strength. And then I would also think like flowers, because like these girls are so beautiful. I don't know what that would be.
Yes. We're making
something.
We're cooking something up here.
Okay.
I love it. What do you think about like foam pit cubes? Do you remember that smell?
Gosh, like dirty socks.
Yeah, it's not a great smell, but it's very distinct.
It is. I have had so many people tell me that gyms smell like feet. And I was like, I've never associated it with feet.
I didn't.
Yeah, but now I will.
But, you know, maybe if I step in with a different set of memory, because you go nose blind to things.
I know.
Yeah. Maybe it is feet. Maybe there's got to be, well, you know, there's elements like musk, like deer musk. And like people use like ambrox comes from a whale. Like there's things in there, you know.
I love like musky smells though.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why I like the gym so much.
So maybe we add a little musk in there.
We
a little
should.
Fresh musk.
We should.
I know from following you on Instagram in particular, you are so proud of motherhood, and you talk a lot about the like the realities of being a mom of 3 beautiful little ones. So since becoming a mom, how have things changed for you?
Everything's changed. Since becoming a mom, I don't know. It's literally the greatest thing in life. And I didn't know that was going to be my experience with it. So I didn't go in having like had this infatuation with kids, loved kids, but I wasn't sure. I think my biggest fear going into having kids was like, will I love my children as much as my dog? Like I was.
Oh, you had a dog first.
I'm a psycho dog person. Yes. Love dogs. So I didn't know. And they are the greatest gift I have ever been given. They challenge me to be a better person, be a better wife, be a better mom. And it's just like the greatest joy in my life being able to help them become who they are.
Has it impacted some of your rituals and your lifestyles your lifestyle personally? Aside from the obvious, but like
every single thing in my life has been changed by my kids for the better. I feel like before kids, I was extremely selfish, and I don't mean that in like a bad way to myself, but I think we're naturally selfish human beings. And when you have kids, you really can't be that anymore. You have to be very selfless and sacrificial, and it's made me slow down as a parent and enjoy life more and see more beauty. And it's made me, you know, more aware of health and mental health and physical health, and care less about materialism and titles, just everything.
Yeah. And speaking of health, I know you recently worked with some partners of yours, some friends you knew to create Beam Kids.
I did.
So I know health is really important. Health and wellness is important to you, and also, you know, what you're providing to your kids every day. So could you tell me how Beam Kids came to be and how it's kind of changing the way you're feeding or nourishing your children?
Yeah. Every day of my life as a parent, it's my job to kind of like try to help them with something. And I feel like as a mom, I get very frustrated with like nutrition. If you have toddlers listening, you know that they like to eat Cheetos and hot dogs, and that's about it.
They're really all of us.
Yeah, all of us. And I was getting really frustrated with like the supplement industry for kids, which is weird to say. Like I didn't know that was like a thing you needed. But by the time I would get everything I needed for my kids, a probiotic, a multivitamin, my kids were eating like 8 gummies, and it was in the candy form, and it was just not high quality. And I know the high quality stuff that I put in my body and I choose to consume. And I just wanted to be able to create that for them. So I created a all-in-one supplement. It's like a powder. You mix it with water or milk. It tastes like the yummiest chocolate milk. It smells amazing.
Shake.
It really is. But it has like a daily serving of prebiotics, probiotics, multivitamins, and a greens blend. So like your kale, spinach, all of that. Yeah. And it's just kind of like a drink it and feel a little bit better that they had something good in their belly today.
And I'm guessing the chocolate is injected in there to make sure they're actually going to drink it.
Yes, I will say though. So it's sweetened with monk fruit and cocoa powder, and that's it. But it was taste tested by my children. So they went to the lab.
Children.
Yeah,
I love that.
And they tasted probably 13 different flavors, and would say they literally worked with like the techs and the engineers and stuff. And they're like, I don't like this and I don't like that. And my son at one point asked to try cherry lime, and they made cherry lime version. And we truly made it and adapted it to a toddler's taste. And they're the ones who signed off on it.
I love that. What supplements do you recommend actually for adults?
Oh, a lot.
Now that we're on
I
it,
take a lot of them.
Tell me everything.
I take Armra every single day. I love Armra. I do. Yes. I take like a collagen protein. I do a greens powder. I do like AG1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you're one of us, and those are the things that have been coming across our feeds on Instagram too.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah. I was influenced.
Yes.
And then I do electrolytes every single day.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I take multivitamins. I do a lot. I do a lot of supplements.
You're dedicated to wellness.
I am.
Yes. What are some things maybe outside of supplements that you do like as a ritual for yourself to maintain the level of wellness, happiness, alertness that is required to do all that you do?
Workout. I try to work out 4 times a week. It keeps me sane. It takes me from crazy to happy, which I love. We go on a lot of family walks and bike rides. So just getting like fresh air, getting outside. And then we cook a lot. So we cook a lot of family meals and spend a lot of time in the kitchen, which is great.
I love that. What are some of your favorite things to cook?
Well, I cook for toddlers. So I'm not really being able to cook fancy things. But we make a lot of salmon bowls. My kids love salmon.
Ooh.
With like teriyaki sauce. We make a lot of burgers. My kids love burgers. And then we do a lot of pasta.
Ooh. What kind of spices are you using in that pasta? How are you dressing it up?
Oh.
And when can I come over?
A lot of garlic. We use it anytime. Every Saturday, we have an open door policy and we feed the neighborhood with pasta.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
We use a lot of garlic. My kids love garlic. We use a lot of oregano and basil.
And they cook with you?
Oh, yeah. They love to cook.
You have helpers. You have some sous chefs in your house.
I mean, yeah. You know, it's
as much as their little hands can handle.
Yeah, it's more of a cleanup than anything, but
I love it. So you've spoken a lot about mental health and self-worth. So how do you deal with moments of self-doubt, and how do you build confidence to take risks and to continue going after your big dreams?
A lot of failure at it. I would say I tried a lot of things over the years to kind of help build up my self-worth and that inner voice. And I think the only thing that really helped, I don't want to say cure it, but gave me the greatest strength is keeping my closest circle small and trusting what they say. I feel like all of us have all of these voices. We were interviewing someone on a podcast not too long ago who was a psychologist, and he said the human heart was not made for millions of voices. Like we hear every single day because of social media.
Yeah.
And he said if you can keep your smallest circle super small and only like digest their words and your own, then you can kind of keep your sanity with you. And I think my value and those doubts and those insecurities and those times of like vulnerability come because all those millions of voices come in. And I have to kind of mute them and say to my husband or my mother or my best friend, like, I'm struggling with this. Can you speak truth? So that like my brain can shut out, you know, the things that I shouldn't be listening to. And I can start kind of repeating that in my head. Wow.
That's really powerful.
Thank you.
Speak truth. Can you speak truth? That's wonderful.
Hello, everyone. I'm Carlos Huber, and I'm the founder of Perfume. I'm calling in for Sunbird News today, and I'm going to share with you a very special fragrance called A Grove by the Sea. This was created with perfumer Rodrigo Flores Rue, and the inspiration behind it, it's this island in the Mediterranean, specifically off the coast of Croatia. It's an island called Lopud. I've been going there every summer, and it's a very special place because it kind of feels frozen in time. It has this beautiful Renaissance-era town with stone houses and clay roofs, strings of like cypress and Mediterranean pine in the background. The entire island smells of herbs, fig. You have this like salty waft of the breeze. Very, very cool thing about the island is that it used to be where they produced a lot of olive oil for Dubrovnik. In this fragrance, we wanted the smell of olive oil to be a part of it. So the fragrance blends this incredible fig accord that involves a ripe fig fruit, then the leaves of the fig tree, and then the nuttiness from the olive oil, which is actually kind of like savory and yummy. All of that sits on a wonderful base of pine needles, cypress wood, rosemary, thyme, a lot of earthy, foresty kind of notes that really transport you. It really does feel and smells like a grove by the sea. Look at this.
So we've got some questions from the audience.
Okay.
And a lot of people ask, they want to hear from you how to navigate some of life's challenges. So whether it's parenting, relationships, self-care, or even fragrance, I'm just going to ask you a question. And you give us your wisdom. You share your infinite wisdom.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'll try, yes.
So the first question is about having a big athletic dream.
Okay.
This person asks, I have a huge dream I want to accomplish, running the Barkley Marathons, which is the most intense marathon there is. It feels extremely overwhelming. How can I make this seem more achievable? And what can I tell myself to make me believe that I can actually do it?
Oh my gosh. Okay. First, if you haven't seen the documentary on the Barkley Marathons, you have to watch it. What they're trying to do is wild.
Insane.
However, I was always told by my coach from the day I walked into his gym, he said, whether you believe you can or believe you can't, you are always right.
Ooh,
coach. So no matter what you think, that is what will happen. So I would say what she says, what can I tell myself to like convince myself that I can do it? Just start saying, I will do this. Picture yourself there crossing the finish line and don't ever let yourself think anything else. And then how can you get there? I think was part of the question.
Yes.
Backtrack. So take your major accomplishment and write it at the top of a page and then break it down into 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, however many you want milestones that are attainable to get there, and just start crossing them off when you cross them off. And you'll see that you'll start making progress and you'll start like gaining this confidence, like, holy crap, I'm actually doing it.
This is about the pressure to be perfect.
Oh, yeah.
So this person says, my perfectionism is really intense. How do I start to deal with the fear of messing up, whether it's at work, in parenting, or just life?
I was told once that I remember I was a horrible perfectionist my whole life, and I probably still am, but I was told that perfectionism is a drug. So it's addictive and it grows. And I would say your self-talk matters. So even the way they wrote the question, they said the fear of failing. If you're constantly worried about failing, you will fail because you're only focusing on mistakes. You're not focusing on the good things. Back when I was training and competing, this is a tangent, sorry. My coach would have me do these mental challenges every single night after practice and then before competition. And what he would say is, he said, I want you to go home, and when you get in bed to go to sleep, I want you to close your eyes and picture yourself doing, he'd give me some sort of number, 5, 10, 15 perfect routines on whatever event it was in a row. And he said, as soon as your brain pictures a mistake, end the scene and start over. Like, you have to wipe the slate and go back to 0. And what was fascinating is your brain is a muscle you have to train. And for some reason, as humans, we always want to picture ourselves doing it wrong.
Wow.
And it's very hard to picture ourselves doing it right unless you continue practicing it. So get rid of the negative talk and start practicing cutting yourself off when you're there and saying something good.
Oh, I love that. What's the name of your coach?
Chow.
That you're referring to? Mr. Chow?
Mr. Chow.
Coach Chow?
Yeah.
Oh, he's the best.
He is the
that's
best.
a wonderful thing to help motivate you. You have to break a mental sweat too.
You really do.
Okay. From gold medals to gold stars. This person says, I grew up in an athletic family that put a lot of pressure on achievement. How can I teach my kids the value of hard work without making everything about winning or success?
Praise their effort, not their not their placement.
Mm-hmm.
I read a lot of child psychology books, and everything that I read about this exact topic states whatever you praise, your kid will want to do more of, if that makes sense.
Positive reinforcement.
Yeah. So if you're praising when they win, they're going to feel like they have to win. If you're praising when they lose, whatever. But if you praise their effort, you're teaching them to continue trying, no matter what. And I think if you, even on their best days, when they try really hard and you praise them for trying really hard and then they win, on their worst days, they're going to try really hard and come in last. But if you're still praising them for that, that will give them confidence and teach them that, like, it's not the outcome. It's actually just the work.
The joy of the journey. Okay. Scent and sweat. This person is saying, I love wearing fragrance, but I'm also aware that nobody wants to be trapped next to a human cloud of vanilla musk while gasping for air on the treadmill. Do I go scent-free and embrace the ode to cardio? Or is there a lightweight fragrance that won't make me the villain of spin class?
I think you could wear any fragrance in a spin class. Just don't, like, bathe yourself in it.
Yeah.
I think it's more quantity versus, like, just, like, go with 1 or 2 sprays. Don't go with 7.
Right.
Yeah, but I would rather smell that than, like, BO.
Agreed. If I may add my 2 cents, I wear body sprays to the gym instead of an eau de parfum. It's lots of water in there. And I douse myself in it and center myself.
Yep.
I like wearing Fleur.
What is that?
Pure Fleur, PHLUR. They have a line of body mists that are, I'm sure you've seen them on the interwebs. I will tell you all about them. I wear coconut skin before cardio because then I'm like, you know what? I'm relaxing. This will be fine. It's never fine, but I feel fine before I do it.
Great. I love that.
Okay. So the last one we have for you that we'd love to get your advice on is this person wrote in and said, by the end of the day, I'm exhausted, but still have a million things on my to-do list. What is your go-to way to recharge fast when there is no real time to rest?
Find 2 or 3 minutes throughout the day, like little chunks of time to just sit down and take a breath. Go outside and play. Like, the dishes can be done tomorrow. I think letting go of control, that was always me. Of like, I have a million things I need to do. I need to do laundry, clean the kitchen, clean up dinner, prep meals for tomorrow, all this stuff. And I get so overwhelmed. And it hasn't been until recently that I was like, you know what? It's fine. I can do it tomorrow. I'd rather go outside and play with the kids and take a deep breath or have a glass of wine or a LaCroix or something and leave it for another time.
I love it. Yeah. That's perfect. The perfect solutions. So, Shawn,
yes,
we would like to play a game with you.
Love it.
It's called Wear It, Gift It, or Toss It.
Love it.
And I am going to spray a fragrance on a scent strip, and you just tell us first impressions, wear it, gift it, toss it. Okay? I won't say what it is.
Okay, don't say what it is.
Just in case. Okay.
Okay.
Wear it, gift it, toss it.
Oh, gift. I'll gift it.
What does it smell like to you?
I feel like I've smelled this before. It smells like hairspray to me. What is it? I know what it is.
This one is Aura by Dead Cool.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
No? Well, you get to keep it or gift it.
I would gift it.
Gift it? Yes. And also sometimes things smell different, like right when you spray it, than like letting it dry. But this is rapid fire, so we're going quickly here.
Don't be offended if you wear this, anybody watching.
Fragrance is about personal preferences. Okay, here's the next fragrance.
I am very intrigued by this. This is interesting. It smells like citrusy, but also it has whatever that thing is that I like, where it feels slightly masculine. I like this. I would keep it.
Yes, this is RMS and Heretics collab fragrance called Scarlet Moon. It's got a little like spicy pepperiness.
I really like that.
And I think that's what you're picking up on. It's not like a traditional floral.
Yeah.
Or too sweet or anything. Here's the next one.
It's light. I would gift it. It's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little too light for me.
It's luxurious,
It is.
but light. This is Glasshouse Fragrances Sunsets in Capri.
I still like this guy.
You're still back on the RMS
I
Scarlet
am.
Moon. And Heretic. We love Heretic. Douglas Little is, he has his own brand. He's worked with Gwyneth Paltrow. He created a Nosferatu fragrance for the movie. That's a bestseller on Scentbird.
Really?
Yeah.
I just
he's
haven't
great.
smelled anything like that before.
Yeah.
I think that's why.
She's going back to it, y'all.
I'm.
You can't see, but she's really digging it.
I need a recommendation for my husband. He wears one scent.
What is it?
Aventus Creed. I like that.
You like this? Wear it, gift it, toss it.
I would wear that. That smells really fresh. It smells super fresh, like fresh laundry.
Yeah. This one is called Flor de Madera by Nopalera. This is a brand I was recently introduced to because it's on Scentbird.
I like that.
It's really nice. We are now going to show you a moment
Okay.
relevant to you on the screen.
Great.
And you give us an olfactive explanation for what it smells like to you.
I love it.
Okay. Here's the first one. Andrew's wedding proposal at the Cubs game.
Oh my gosh. I was so shocked. Aw, sweet guy. Sweat. That's all I smelled. It was scorching hot that day. We were dripping sweat. That's all I remember smelling. It was like sweat.
Sweat.
Yeah.
You were super surprised.
So
I'm guessing.
surprised. My husband, that is not his style in the sense of like in front of a crowd. I kind of knew something was coming in a few months maybe, but not there. And in the middle of the fields, right after I threw the first pitch, never in a million years would I have thought that was going to happen. So
I love
he actually
it.
like came walking out and I was like, what are you doing? Like, you're not supposed to be out here.
Shoo shoo.
Yeah, shoo shoo. Oh.
Oh, it's such a beautiful moment. Okay. So this one is of you and your daughter in last year, actually.
Yeah. Look how cute she is.
She's on your event, beam.
Look at her. Oh,
So
sweet
cute.
baby. It sounds weird, but I can smell her. Like I can smell her little face and her little breath. And like, I just like know her scent. And so I smell my baby girl.
Oh, she's so cute.
She's so cute.
She looked like she had a really good handle of that.
Oh yeah. She's fearless.
Like they're gym kids, I'm guessing.
They are,
They're always
yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. This is something I revisit regularly, especially because as a gymnast, I was terrified and petrified of beam. But this is 16-year-old you in Beijing in 2008.
Boy. I was so young.
4 medals, 3 silver, 1 gold, the most perfect beam routine anyone has ever seen in their life. Tell me about the moments when you were in Beijing, racking it up with the medals as a young woman, and what did those moments smell like?
What do they smell like? It smelled like a cheeseburger and a McFlurry I was about to eat. I don't remember what it smelled like in the arena, but I remember after the beam routine, which is my very last competition of the entire Olympics, so like the beam final, I remember being so tired, but like hearing so many people and like seeing so many people, and I just remember this little moment where I had a really hard time warming up that day because I was just exhausted. So I made it through my beam routine, gave my coach a hug, watched the final competitors go up, and then saw a number 1 by my name. And now, mind you, up until that moment, we had won silver as a team. I had won silver in the all-around. I won silver on floor. So
Yes, talk about it.
Coach and I expected just comedically to get silver. And we saw the number 1 by my name, and we kind of looked at each other and giggled because we both knew very well that it was not my best routine I had ever done. It was great.
It looked great.
And it was the greatest one, I guess, that day, but it was not my best. And my husband, geez, weird. My coach, my second father, pretty much. And I always had this thing that we did where after each performance, he'd be like, how do you feel you did? And it was very just like honest reflection. No matter what medal I ever got, we had very honest reflection about it. And so like every time before we looked at each other and we were like, that wasn't your best though. And so we were just kind of giggling. I think just out of probably pure exhaustion, but it was a great way to close out the Olympics.
So wonderful. Well, Shawn, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been so amazing speaking with you today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing all of your wonderful positive energy and your wisdom.
Thank you for having me.